up until the 10th grade, I was painfully shy, like so shy that I wouldn't talk to people, look down, don't make eye contact, don't go to social events, whatever, I did not like talking to people. It's not that I didn't like talking to them, I just felt uncomfortable talking to them. And, after some time passed, I decided I didn't want to be that way anymore. And I'm sure you're wondering, how do you go from that kind of person to a person who gets on YouTube and does book conventions and, does live TikToks and Facebooks and all that kind of stuff? Well, it's a process, but it is something that everyone can do. I know this because I did it, and I basically want to help you too. So stick around. I'm going to give you some tips, tell you some stories, and at the end, I'm going to show you a book that I think that everyone should read and that will help you to also feel like you can, tackle this part about you that feels like that you can't get out there and, be yourself. So stay tuned. Now, thinking back to the 9th grade when I was very, very shy, didn't like to talk to people, super awkward. There wasn't like I went and took a course or, read some, life-defining books or anything like that. It really just boiled down to the fact that we were moving and I wanted to make friends. And I was tired of being the quiet person who sat by herself. I didn't want to be that person anymore, and I got tired of it. And I thought to myself, why can't I just get out there and talk to people? And I thought, I guess it really is just that simple. I just need to decide to do it. So, I tell my mom when we move, in the 10th grade, I'm not going to be shy anymore. And, this is her child who, on her birthday parties, would cry and crawl under the table because everybody was looking at her. So she was like, okay, Christy, sure. And I was like, no, Mom, seriously, I'm not going to be shy. So I just started drilling that into my brain. You're not going to be shy. You're going to talk to people. There's nothing to be afraid of. These are just people. You have lots to offer in the way of friendship and conversation. So just put yourself out there. So 10th grade rolls around and I decide to talk to people, and it was really hard. It was very awkward, but every single time that I would start to feel like, okay, I don't want to do this, I would think to myself, no, you said you were going to do this, so let's do this. And I am very stubborn and I am very goal oriented. So this did help me through this. I would be like, I would overthink every little situation, but I'd also coach myself through it and talk myself through it. And, I kind of felt like I could reinvent myself and do this. And as a result, I made lots of friends, talked to people, it wasn't like I, was an overnight sensation or nothing, but I went from waiting for people to come to me to actually reaching out and talking to people and, making friends. And to this day, I have those friends that I made, that I don't think that I would have made had I not put myself out there and, tried to be friends with them. So, and this is how it is with just about anything. When you decide you're going to do something, you just have to get over that mental block that you can't do it or you're not good at it, and say, okay, well, maybe I'm not good at it right now, but I could be good at it. And that's basically how I approach everything in my author business and life. Is I don't know how to do everything, and I probably am not going to be very good at it, but I want to try anyway. I want to at least say that I tried. So this kind of brings me to the point that you have to believe in yourself. So, at the end of the day, yes, mom believes in you, or, your sister or your best friend or your spouse or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to believe in yourself. So whatever your goals are in life, whether they be, financial or career or family or whatever, you have to believe that you are capable of doing it. And kind of keep that in the forefront of your mind. Like, I can do this. Yes, I might stumble along the way. It might be super awkward. I might be kind of goofy at it, but I can do this, you know? Even if you have to write yourself a little note and put it somewhere. I actually have a screen thing on my computer that says, perfect, what does it say? Imperfect action is better than perfect procrastination. So, because when I get to start to doing things, I want to overthink them and think, okay, well, you know, it's not perfect. People will be like, oh, who are you? This isn't good enough. And so I have to kind of constantly keep that in my mind. So, you really got to believe in yourself that you can do this. You know, if, you know, 10 years ago, if someone was like, you know, you're going to write books, I would have been like, okay. But the moment that I did decide that I wanted to write books, I was like, I can do this. Like, I can do this. Yeah, it seems super hard and I don't know if I'm going to be good at it, but I can do it. Other people are doing it. I see them doing it, and why can't I? So I kind of approach that with every single thing that I do. And it's not saying I'm some master or some guru or anything about all the things. I just think to myself, well, maybe I could do that, you know? And it's just like challenging yourself and stretching, you know, the limits of your abilities. And it really does help you grow as a human. And the benefits are that, you know, it affects your career and your social life and, you know, your relationships and everything else. So, gotta believe in yourself. You are your number one cheerleader. You also have to start to take those risks. You know, back in the 10th grade, it was risky to, you know, talk to somebody I didn't know because, you know, what if they looked at me like I was crazy? Or what if they were like, okay, dork, and walked off? That was the risk. And at the end of the day, I had to be, you know, not afraid of the failure that could happen because I could, you know, succeed. And that was a very real possibility. And so it's the same thing. It's like you have to take those risks. So for instance, in the author world, there's always something going on, something new to try. Patreon or TikTok or YouTube, or, you know, getting your newsletters out there, or a new genre you want to write in, or whatever it may be. And it feels risky, and it feels like, okay, well, what if I fail? Okay, I have tried lots of things and I've failed spectacularly at lots of things. Like, you know, I'll try something and I'm like, ooh, this sounds fun, and I'll do it, and A, I'll either absolutely hate it, or B, I just won't be that good at it, and I just think, that kind of flopped. But then I move on and I do something else. And that's kind of how you find your strengths and what you're good at, and what people like from you. And a lot of times what you think is just okay, somebody else is like, that's amazing. So you really have to take those risks and put yourself out there. Like with a Patreon, and I really would like to do a YouTube on building a Patreon. So if that is something that you are interested in, please comment below, because I don't really know what you guys want to listen to. So if that's something you think that I should do a video on, please comment below, and I will do my best to explain Patreon and all of the things into making it successful. So anyway, you know, I'd seen people doing Patreon and I thought, oh, I'd love to do that. It'd be something fun for my readers, something special. But what if nobody signs up? You know, I was like, I don't know about this. And, you know, if I would have let that hold me back, then fine. But you know, I forced myself to learn about it, and then, you know, actually put myself out there and do it. And it was awkward. And, you know, the price points were high because of what I wanted to offer. And I was like, what if like 2 people want to do this and that's it? And luckily, I think I have like 60 something people in my Patreon right now, and they all are very excited to be there and happy and everything. So had I not gotten over those initial nerves and not tried it and put myself out there, I wouldn't have that extra stream of income and another level of, you know, just another level for my readers to access me and special content and stuff like that. So another a comfort zone that I am not super great at is video. Like, I feel so awkward. Like, even just sitting here talking to myself, I'm nervous, I'm sweating. I keep messing up, and then I know, oh gosh, Christy, you're rambling. Like, now you're gonna have to go back and edit that. And do you know how to edit that? I mean, it's literally like a lot. And if I let those thoughts consume me, then I don't get anything done and I don't put anything out there. But just yesterday, I was thinking to myself, okay, does anybody even watch these videos? They're probably lame. They're probably stupid. But then someone will message or comment on one of the videos and be like, oh, this really helped me. Thank you. I love this. Or, your channel is like my new thing and I have to watch it every time. So I'm like, okay, I'm putting myself out there. It's super awkward. It is difficult, but people are benefiting from it. And that, makes me happy. And that's part of, what fills my cup, So anyway, that's something that you have to do. Okay, yeah, maybe you aren't really good at videos. Well, heck, neither am I. So it's just all a matter of trying out the different things and, seeing what works and, putting yourself out there. So another thing that is good for, pushing your comfort zones and doing that sort of thing is that, learning from others. And this isn't saying like, okay, I'm going to watch everybody on TikTok who does something similar to what I do. I'm going to find the best one. And then I'm going to like completely emulate her every step of the way down to how she stands and the color of her shirt and, the pitch of her voice or whatever. No, this isn't about this. This is about taking a look at yourself, thinking about how your friends and your family interact with you, and I even did this with my family. I would text them and say, okay, when you think about me, what words would you use to describe me? And then I would take those words and be like, okay. And then I would build on that. So, like one of the things is, I'm like quirky or relatable or whatever. And so you take those things in and you start applying it to yourself. So yes, you watch and you learn from all the other people that you see as successful or your role models. And then you think, okay, well, how can I apply this to me and make it mine and make me a special thing to where people relate to me? And it's just simple. I mean, like, it seems hard, but really it's all about being your authentic, true self. And people really do respond to that. So, everything that you do is going to be scary, a lot of things, unless you stay in your comfort zone. But if you stay in your comfort zone, you don't grow. And this is all about growing. We want to grow. And, you're going to be afraid to do things, but you have to do it anyway. When I wrote Pause to Prolific, it's a book, How to Become a More Productive Writer. And I really felt passionate about it because all these people would be like, oh, I can't focus. Christy, how do you write all these books? And you're, cranking books out left and right. And I thought, well, I have a process, so let me try to explain that process. And I wrote the book, and then I got like this overwhelming fear. And I guess it would be like imposter syndrome. But I thought, this book is geared towards my peers, okay? So why would people who are like New York Times bestsellers or people that are, making tons of money or just whatever, or new people who don't know me, like, why would these people want to read my book? Like, why? And I thought, okay, are you going to let all that hard work go to waste, or are you just going to publish it and get it out there? And I was real sick about it. Like, I was like, oh gosh, like, what if people were like, ew, who does she think she is? And, make fun of me or whatever. And then at the end of the day, I thought, it's going to help somebody. Sure, everything that you do, there's going to be negative Nancy's or whatever that are like, oh, who does she think she is? Or she, she doesn't make the top 100, so how does she know what she's talking about or whatever? And so then it was like, okay, I have to just get past all of those fears and just do it. And I'm so glad I did, because that book sold a lot. I had a lot of great feedback from my peers, tell me how much it helped them, and they were implementing the steps, and it really did help them stay focused. And that made me realize that I do have an ability to help people. Maybe I'm not the guru on ads or the guru on this or that or whatever, but I have, stuff to help people. So you got to be afraid and do it anyway. Another thing for putting yourself out there is to, sample a little bit of everything and focus on what is your favorite. So for instance, before I landed on doing these Amazon videos or YouTube videos, I was consistently doing TikTok videos, and I was getting better, and I was kind of learning the editing process and all of that. And then I did some Amazon influencer videos that were like live streams, and while I did those, it was good in way of getting and talking to people, but it didn't feel like authentic to me because it was more about the products instead of like the message. And so that's why I'm enjoying YouTube, because I can talk and get the message out that I'm trying to explain, and it's way longer than TikTok, so I get to go in more depth. And so basically I tried different things, and I kind of focused on the ones that I enjoy more. So while that one, I could say, that was a fail, but it was really just a stepping stone to get to something else that I felt like was a better fit for me. So I kind of feel like that's how it is with everything, with like, everything that you want to do with your business is, you've got to try different things. And I have some friends who are like really good at like, Instagram, or really good at, I don't know, just all kinds of different things that I'm not. So, and that's because they're out there trying the different things, and that's what they like and enjoy. So that's what you have to do. And you'll never know unless you try. And if you go in thinking, well, I have to, be a superstar, and, it has to have all of these benefits for it to be worth it. Well, that's like the wrong outlook to do. So you really need to go into it thinking, it may not work out, but I am going to learn something from it, and it will shape how I'm going to go into the next thing. So and another way to put yourself out there is, like obviously like YouTube videos, start putting yourself literally out there. And even though it's awkward and you don't think that people are going to watch you or listen to you, they want to. One of my favorite things that I watch that you would think, oh, nobody cares about or whatever, is I love to see like behind the scenes stuff. So like if people show their workspace or their process or, anything like that. And I don't have to see their face. Like, I don't care. I just want to see all their stuff. I want to see their bookshelves. I want them to walk me through their office, or I want them to, show me like all the things. Like, I just love it. I'm one of those people that I love before and after pictures. Like, I love all that stuff. So, there's something you can offer people that they are going to care about and watch, and they will consume it voraciously. So, that could be in the format of YouTube or TikTok or social media or your newsletters, or, even just straight books, putting them out there, just whatever you want to do, you can just do it. And then another thing that I do to put myself out there is like podcast. And I started doing like podcast interviews to get myself comfortable. And now I run a podcast show with my friend Misty, and we are super awkward every single time, but we have fun and we have listeners. So, that we wouldn't have all of this if we hadn't put ourselves out there and tried. So, another thing that I'm going to be doing is I am working on a course, and it is very overwhelming to me to create this course, but I feel very strongly about it, and I have a lot of information, and I am having fun as I build the course up. And it's all about selling from your website and all of the intricacies involved in that. So when I have more about that, I will tell you guys so you can check it out. But again, it's, I have that like imposter syndrome thinking, well, who's going to want to get this course? Like, who am I to tell these people? And, at the end of the day, it's just like my books. I'm not trying to write a book and sell to the whole world. I am writing a book for one person, or I'm making this course for this one person who is trying to sell from their website and needs help, and they don't know, where to buy their swag or where, like, all the things. So, you just have to think about that. And, so I don't know if this really helped. I hope it did. It's just more of a motivational type video than a how-to or a step-by-step. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to put yourself out there. You have to keep going when things feel icky. Then because at least you can say, I tried it, I didn't like it, or I tried it, it didn't go okay, so I'm gonna try it again, or whatever, or I tried it and hey, wow, I was surprised, that did really good, and maybe I can do this. So just, please put yourself out there. And if you guys would comment below and let me know if there's anything that you put yourself out there that felt super awkward and then you realized that you liked it, let me know. Or even fails. I've had a lot of fails. So, we like to hear about those too. And it helps people understand that they're not alone. We all kind of get the same feeling. And the book I was telling you guys about, if you want to get motivated, it's called Chill and Prosper, and it's by Denise Dutfield Thomas, and I will put the link in the comment section below so that way you guys can get it. You can't really see it here. It's called Chill and Prosper, but she's Australian and her accent's super cute, so I like to listen to it on audiobook, but I also did buy the paperback because her books are gold and she has solid advice, and she says it a lot more eloquently than I do, but she does kind of beat that mantra into your head that, if not you, then who? Why not you? So, and that's kind of how I take every task on is, well, why can't it be me? Why not? I see all of these people being successful and they're just like me. So why can't I be successful and do all the things too, So anyway, I hope this helped you guys, and good luck putting yourself out there, and you have a little cheerleader shaking your palms. That's me. Bye!